for this video, we wanted to go over with you guys what gear we used for our normal camping, like what we did before, what we used in the past video. And so with the tent, that is a Gazelle tent. That is something that I've had probably since like 18, if I'm correct.
A while.
Yeah. That's one of their OG tents. They actually make smaller ones now. That one is a 4-person tent. It's roughly, I think you could fit someone in there that is about 6 foot tall. So it's super big. We had to fit it in our truck bed diagonally, as you probably saw with the footage that we had. And they make smaller ones now that fit in the back of cars and trunks and things. But it's an awesome tent because it's literally just a pop open. And that way you just get to camp, you pop it open, you put down a ground sheet. We didn't because we had a pad, but the Gazelle tent, absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. You don't have to worry about finding the poles and feeding them through and oops, one broke or we're missing one or whatever. It's all set up and you just pop it back in and out when you're done.
Yep.
So another thing we usually use when we go camping, especially tent camping, we like to bring our front runner totes. Those were those black boxes that you saw with most of our miscellaneous stuff inside. That way it's not rolling around, gets lost, things like that. If you don't want to get like a front runner tote, things like regular, like, what are they called? Those bins.
Yeah, they're like blue bins that you can pick up from like Walmart.
Yeah.
I used to have a Plano that was probably, I don't know, like 3 feet long, and I just put everything in there, and then that way it was just ready to go. It just makes it super easy.
It is. You just grab it and everything you need is in there.
And with us, we got the higher tops lids for the front runners, so that way you could stack things in top of it, like, and then close it instead of having just a flat lid. So we did invest in those.
Yeah, it's been really nice.
Yeah. For our cooking setup, like you saw, we have the iCamper Disco series. So what we did was that we went ahead and just brought that. We had our propane tank with us, and we just set that on the table, and then we just used that. It's just super minimal. If you know you're going to do something with like a double burner, we have a Eureka stove, which is kind of similar to a Coleman camp one as well. So it's got 2 burners with it. Takes propane as well. So whatever you think you're going to cook on, we planned on cooking on the fire. It didn't happen. But you always want to have some type of option to make sure that you can cook. We also had our Jackery, so we could have brought a rice maker. We could have brought an air fryer, things like that.
And going along with cooking, you need things to eat on and eat with. Paper and plastic utensils always work in a pinch. We used paper last time.
Yep.
And then we had a regular metal magnetic cutlery, which is really nice. They make a ton of different camping like plates and setups that compact really down nice, things like that. But whatever really works for you is the best.
Walmart's a great resource for most of this stuff, honestly, especially when it comes to like camping gear. It's maybe not the highest quality, but it really does last. So that's something that you can invest in slowly too. And then you saw us setting up our X-Ped mat. So we had that in our rooftop tent. It fit in there perfect. It is like a normal sleeping pad, but it does have a section of memory foam that is in there, and it makes for a very comfortable night's sleep. We also had our inflatable little gadget that just blows it up for us. It does self-inflate to an extent, but just not fully. So it also comes with like a foot pad that you can also go ahead and pump it up that way. But these are things that we accumulated over time that cost, because the X-Ped is very expensive, but when REI has sales on it, honestly, it knocks the price down a good bit.
Yeah, it does.
So I would recommend a good sleeping pad. A lot of people do the air mattresses. We had one, we got rid of it. We like the X-Ped better for sleeping on that. And then, as you guys saw, our rainbow blankets for that. So we just put a normal sheet on there, and then she set up the bed with all the rainbow stuff that we had, like our rumple blanket.
Yeah, I can't go anywhere without blankets.
Yeah, and then you just want to make sure you bring pillows. Obviously, you can bring those from your house. So sheets, blankets, pillows, If you know it's going to be really cold, probably invest in some type of sleeping bag. We do have a quilt that is for 20 degrees if we needed it, but we knew it would be on the warmer side, around like 40s up there in Flag. So definitely recommend investing in a good sleep pad, because when you go camping, that's probably what people probably complain about the most is sleeping. And having a good sleeping pad and a good sleeping system is something that's worth investing in.
For storing our food, we always like to bring our Dometic fridge. They're electronic fridges, so they need a power source. We have the CXF335 now, which is one of their smaller versions, which works great for just the two of us.
Yeah.
We had a larger one before where you could make it a freezer, you can make ice with it, or have it as a fridge also, and it just ended up being too big for us. We never really filled it enough for it to work that size.
Yeah.
And
it worked really great in the 4Runner because the 4Runner had enough space in it, but like we said, we never really filled it, and with the ice maker we really didn't use it. We used it more to have like an ice pack in, if anything. But we also have a Yeti cooler, just a normal Yeti cooler. So these are things that, like I said, you can upgrade to, because we went from a Yeti cooler to a Dometic. It just made sense. It makes it easier, and then that way you can enjoy more normal home food, you could say, and make sure that you're still eating right and doing what you want to do. Or you can make it super simple, easy, and just do foil packets on the fire. So, but we prefer to have some type of fridge with us that we know is going to regulate the temperature, and then that's why we have the Jackery. That's something that we've gotten for, I would say, even just home prep stuff too, because here in Arizona we get blasted by the monsoons and we lose power, and sometimes sometimes we need to make sure that we have extra power somewhere. So the Jackery, we ended up getting a 1000. I think when they first came out is when we got it, and that thing's been awesome. It doesn't lose charge a lot. We don't have to charge a lot when we're not using it. It kind of holds the charge. I think it lost maybe 5 to 10% over the course of 6 months when we didn't charge it. So definitely have something like that, because then you can also charge your phones. Like I said, you can use electronic air fryers, Instapots, whatever you need to do. You have that option of power. At the KOA that we stayed at, they actually had a plug, so you could probably run an extension cord, which would have been nice, but not all campgrounds offer that. So having your own portable power is definitely worth investing in.
We're out and about, we always like to bring a first aid kit with us. We have one in each of our vehicles that we pre-made. They all have the same things in it, so we know if anything happens to us or to someone else, or Chansey, that we'll be able to make sure we're safe while we get the appropriate medical care.
Yeah, and it's just something, especially when you are, CCW, concealed carry weapons, you want to make sure you have a tourniquet. We have one in every vehicle, just because you just never know. So just be responsible in that sense. And then when it comes to chairs and tables, it really just depends on what you like. We like our Kelty low sit double chair, our love seat chair. And so that's awesome for us. So we brought that. We brought our little bamboo table that we have. They do provide a picnic table, which was great. But like you've seen before, we like to sit it in front of us and eat like a normal table. Sometimes the picnic tables are really dirty, or they're far away from where you want to be. So I think the little bamboo table was maybe, I don't know, $50. And the Kelty chair, that one's a little bit on the more expensive side. I think that's around $100 for the low seat one that we have. But I mean, bring whatever's comfortable. Yeah, like I said, you can buy things at Walmart for $20 for those, collapsible chairs that they have. There you go, you're done. It doesn't take a lot to go camping in any sense. You can bring a lot of stuff from home. You can go budget it and get it from Walmart and do it. If anything, it just helps you get out there and go camping. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. We're coming out with videos weekly, and until the next time, guys, we will see you later.